always loved the English pub, and we do a lot of entertaining, and it's something we had in our mind.
You know, everybody that walk in, oh, nice bar. How long's it been?
The idea was to finish the basement within 8 weeks. That was over a year ago.
When things got out of control and months had passed, he said that he would never leave us high and dry.
And then, where did he go? He took that money and ran, didn't he?
He did. And we never heard from him again. And we've tried calling him, emailing him. We've done it all, and he just will not return our calls.
Mike Holmes.
Look at this. Is that garbage or what? Look, you buggers, they haven't vented anything. This is ridiculous. Everything is wrong. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
Mike Holmes, I love you.
Me too. You want a good job to keep you in shape? Be a contractor. Unacceptable. God, I love my job.
My sister bought a place up here, so we thought it was quite a good spot to live.
We loved it, and we just looked around for the house that we wanted to get, and we picked this one, and they built it for us. My husband's family's from England originally, and we always loved the English pub, and it's something we always had in our mind, I think, from early on when we moved into the house. And we do a lot of entertaining.
And I'm a big sports fan, so, you know, I want to have a Super Bowl party, Grey Cup party, Stanley Cup party, so. Well, we had a Super Bowl party anyway with no ceiling and a 60-inch TV sitting on the floor. You know, and everybody that walk in, oh, nice bar. Yeah. Excellent. And they lean up against it. Yeah, this is going to be nice. How long's it been?
Jim and Lisa, I'm sure, have saved many years to purchase a home as wonderful as this one. The idea was to finish the basement, give them an entertainment center, an office, and a nice pub bar. Everybody wants that. Goes with the big TV. And be finished within 8 weeks. 8 weeks is probably a good coordinating time for this job. I think I could have done it in less time, but you know what? Let's say 8 weeks anyways. That was over a year ago.
We looked up in the Yellow Pages and found about 3 different local contractors, and so we had those 3 come into our home, give us an estimate. And then it turns out our neighbor 2 doors down was also having their basement finished. We went and looked at the job that was done there, and we really liked what he'd done, so we called him in, and his price was actually considerably less than the other contractors we had. And we knew his work there, so we thought it made sense.
The housing market right now, average cost is $300,000. How do you think you can finish your basement with a bar, a bathroom, an office, electrical, plumbing, structure, permits for $15,000? The bar alone is around $15,000.
Lisa, Jim,
Oh, Mike.
nice to see you. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Good.
Come on in, Mike.
Nice place.
So we have an issue downstairs, do we?
We have a big issue downstairs.
All right, let's go take a look. Well, we're almost finished. So what happened?
We're not 100% sure. I guess the initial couple weeks he was here frequently. He started coming less and less and less, and we said, you know, what's going on? Obviously, we're not on track to finish in the 8 weeks. He told us not to worry. When things got out of control and months had passed, he said that he would never leave us high and dry.
It's a real simple thing here. Just be a man of your word, stand up and say, I've made a mistake. I can't finish this for this money. And they gave him plenty of opportunity.
We suspected that there was some trouble. Maybe things were tight. Maybe he underquoted. We even approached him and said, let's sit down and figure out a solution that we can all live with.
Just couldn't be honest. He would just look you right in the eye and say, this is going to happen this week.
Straight in the eye.
And then, where did he go?
This is what I call divorce dust. This really can cause massive problems with your relationship.
Then we start bickering with each other, like, well, how should we handle it? Well, you said this, well, you shouldn't have said that, or I called, no, you shouldn't have called him, I called him, or, and so we started getting on each other, and it was...
So we emailed Mike Holmes. Yay!
So we've done the whole basement?
Yes.
Okay, first appearance, it's not so bad except for the bar. The good news is that you weren't completely ripped off because this is more or less a $40,000 to a $50,000 job with the bar. This shows that there is some experience here. So he's taking care of the electrical, the plumbing, complete finishing. This was a separate price on itself?
Yes.
Correct. And he was the one that recommended us to go flush it rather than the corner.
Okay, I mean, this is really nice. Did you have something in mind here?
Just a surface shelf to place the TV on, or a complete built-in, including the fireplace, but we're sort of open. As long as it's there, we don't mind how it's there.
And off the floor, obviously.
And off the floor.
Yeah, off the floor. I definitely would have taken this fireplace, brought it out on a neo angle, because this doesn't work for me. You know, you're centered in the living room, and this is really focal straight this way instead of really towards the center. So I'm sure we can work with that. Do you like the suspended ceiling?
We were never crazy about that.
It was supposed to be a regular acoustic tile that they installed, but at about the 9-month mark, he showed up with these fiberglass ones, and we thought, well, it's better to have a ceiling than no ceiling.
Can I just back up there for a second? 9 months? 9 months.
He had told us that if we didn't want to hold up production to get the materials in, and if we wanted to save ourselves 10 or 15%, he would purchase them for us on his contracting account. So we did give him a large check. He cashed it within a few days, and we never saw our product.
He took that money and ran, didn't he?
He did.
I think the mistake we made is he kept asking for deposits before he did the work, and so he got to a certain point where we'd paid him too much, and it just wasn't worth it for him to come back and finish.
Not only was he our contractor, but we actually went to concerts with him. Jim took him golfing. You know, we had him for steak dinners on many occasions. He'd just stay after, watch the game on TV.
Because we liked the guy. Like, he was a nice enough guy.
He broke our hearts. That's what he did. You know.
I know personally that life can throw curves into you, and I'm sure that's exactly what happened to this contractor. But stand up to it. I'm sorry. I've made a mistake and I have to go. I'd rather see somebody do that than to take that last check and run with it. However, we're here.
I'm going to bring in a bar specialist. We're going to make sure the electrical's good, the plumbing's good. So if you do me a favor, let me do my job. You stay out of here.
Okay.
And I'll bring you back and show you how this should have looked.
Right on.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds awesome.
Okay.
Thank you
I won't be
so
long.
much, Mike.
We'll be ready for the football season to start.
Sounds good.
You want to finish your basement, you're at an average cost of $15,000. That's just the basics. You had a bar, a fireplace, an office, a bathroom. You are in the area now from $30,000 to $50,000.
For a change, we don't have major devastation here. This actually looks pretty damn good.
Not too bad.
Other than the bar. No, this is not quite the way we would frame in a bar.
I don't think these 2x2s are the code, Mike.
No.
There is a code on bars.
What I'd like to do today is pull the ceiling tiles down, do an inspection. I want to pull the fireplace in the corner out because I see that being kitty corner rather than straight.
Yeah. Neo angle.
Yeah,
24.5 degrees.
maybe brick around it rather than stone. Because it's zero clearance, we can do really anything we want to do.
Brick veneer, or are you talking like a
No,
slate?
real brick, solid brick. Yeah. So we'll just frame it and then brick all around it. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll just grab a few tools. I'm gonna gently take everything down just for an inspection, but my first initial look, I think everything is not so bad. Just moving the furniture and covering it up so I can pull down all the tiles and start taking a good look at what's been done here. The last thing I want to do is pull everything down again. The suspended ceiling in itself, don't like that, but what do? As much as I don't like the suspended ceiling, I can work with what's here and make it look better. There's a lot happening above the ceiling that should always be accessible. So anything with a light, leave it in. Yeah. It's just a tile, it's an insul tile, easy bendable. And the idea for using these really is for a lower, because normally you need 3 inches away from your ceiling to put a suspended ceiling in. In this case, we're probably 5 inches away. The idea is if you're below 3 inches, this is the tile to use because you can bend them a bit and get them in place.
Torques then.
And to boot, it's an insul tile, so it's insulation as well. You know, it gives you sound ratings as well.
R.5.
It's just not a very pretty looking tile, I guess I could say.
Today, my special friend is Mike Holmes.
The reason why this junction box is totally acceptable is because you can get to it. You can pull the tile out, and it is accessible. As long as you can get to it, it's allowed. I take this all down. I move all the plumbing, I move all the electrical to make everything legal for inspections. We're looking at the possibility of $10,000 worth of work for a drywalled ceiling. So I'm gonna have to agree with a suspended ceiling in this case. If I don't find anything wrong, I'm not gonna pull this down. It all looks good. His electrical is neat, it's proper. Everything I see, all his methods are good. So he's done me a favor. I just have to finish it. If I were to design this, I might have said, okay, let's brick this wall and just do an interior brick finish on this wall. That way it gives character. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking of it now.
to take this wall from this point to where it juts out, which is approximately 14 feet. I can now put up a brick wall on the inside. What it's going to do is enhance the look. You see that the flex line that comes off the zero clearance gas insert comes up here and out the wall here, and it looks like at this point, looks like we'll have the room to pull it out and maneuver it.
Good.
Well, it's not like we're doing a complete demo and I'm trying to keep my dirt in this area, so I'm not in a hurry. I'm going to take my time, take it down neatly. I don't want to raise dust throughout the whole house, nor do I want everything to spread across the floor that we can easily step on it and mark the floor, which makes me replace the floor. It's totally fine. It's been so long since I've been gentle with something. It's kind of a change.
It's different.
It feels weird. Well, the idea right now is just want to take this down. Everything appears to be fine again, which I'm happy to see. So I'll just remove all the lumber that's around it, so I can easily now take this, bring it to where I want, build around it. I do have the room to maneuver this. I don't even have to disconnect the gas, hydro, nothing. Just pick it up, turn it, and rebuild it. What I'm happy about here, and the reason I'm not yelling and screaming and carrying on, is that it's not bad work. And the best part about it is now I get to bring in real craftsmen. And we're going to make some changes in here that are simple. The bar's not simple. But little changes in here that are simple, yet going to make such a difference in this finished look. I'd like to pick it up just a bit, because we know our TV is going to be 49 inches to the center of the screen. It wouldn't hurt to pick this up just a little more.
Maybe we should go to the bar, have a few drinks.
Hey.
Think about it.
All right. Let's go.
Hey, Mike.
Nick.
How you doing?
Nice to see you again. Can I get you a drink?
Yeah, sure. You ready?
Nice to see you. Who's this?
This is George, our lead carpenter.
George, nice to meet you. We have choices now because I'm going to pull the tiles.
The way the carpenter approached this is in a rough carpentry way. We wouldn't approach this bar at all like this, so we don't have any use of this whatsoever. This looks like it's at the wrong height. This is certainly not substantial enough to...
It's not strong.
And it's not strong. It has a little bit of a shake to it.
Just a little.
First of all, let's look at the layout. Usually the first thing that people want for everyone to notice when they walk down is the bar, because it is
it's the focal
point, right? So as far as I'm concerned, the positioning is good. Service area is correct. So I would almost encourage using the same layout if you're good with that, Mike.
Well, I'm good with it, but the back corner here we've really got to do something with. We have a panel. And we have to be able to get to that panel, but yet we don't want to see it, right? All right, I'll let you guys go to this, measure it up.
We're going to measure it up, yeah.
And we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
George, thank you, sir. And we're on schedule for Monday.
George is working away.
You're the man.
Right now as we speak.
You're the man.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to drop by your shop, go over a few details on design, and maybe look at some stain options. Nick.
Mike, how you doing?
Nice place.
See you.
I like it.
Thank you. George and Monica are working away.
This is looking good.
We cover this with quarter-inch thick plywood.
You're going to veneer over top?
Yes.
You won't see a screw on this.
Nice. Nice, Okay.
There's an 8-inch base, probably 4 and 4 on the stiles and the top rail, and he's equally spaced it. So we're going to see the same size panel on the mitered corner, and we're going to see 2 more on the long leg when we bring it to the site, right?
Now your designer has got some plans here.
Yep. What he's done is he's introduced this really shallow cabinetry, floor to ceiling on the back bar, where first thing you see when you come down the stairs is going to be a full height.
I like it. And what it's going to do is cover up the electrical panel. Will we see the electrical panel through it, or we have some sort of sleeve that covers it up and then that's removable?
Okay, his thoughts on that were it's going to be full cabinet glass, etched, or sandblasted glass.
Beautiful. Nick, keep up the good work, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The idea of putting the brick up against the wall is not just to make a brick wall. It's to make it look like we took a wall down and exposed old brick. The look is great. We see it in a lot of bars nowadays. We're going to use this limestone for shelving. This is going to look really good. Is this the one you picked?
This is it.
So you get to see your bar. There's a lot you don't get to see. I okayed it with Jim. Well, let's take a look at the stain and see what it's going to apply like with the oak.
It's a little brown.
Now that's what I want to see.
Look at the green in that.
Now, is this just stain?
There is a lacquer on it.
Okay, let's make that look. You sold?
I'm sold.
All right. Is that Scott? What's up, buddy?
How are you, Sean?
Very good. Nice to see you.
How are you, Mike?
Pleasure to see you again, sir. I'm happy we're building a bar. You know, come on now. This is gonna be great. I'm building a bar. I have a few ideas for you, Scotty, that I would like to look at. The idea here at the beginning was to have 2 French doors, but I'm looking at iron doors here.
Like a gate?
Yeah. 2 doors, not too extravagant, but keep it simple.
It's gonna be like see-through, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything like closed in.
No, nothing, no glass, no nothing. 6 feet by 80 is your finishing. Would it be wise to add a little bit of black metal within the bar itself if we do this? What do you think?
Maybe a foot rail would be enough.
Ooh, I like that.
A foot rail there and a foot rail there, and you know, nothing too crazy where you have to join them.
And the other thing is that we have the big TV on the wall there, a nice little short, let's say 18-inch table with a wood top that the TV goes on. What do you think?
For the TV stand, do like a heavy square tube leg, a thick cherry top, a pierced bar lower shelf, a cherry foot.
Oh, I like that.
Coming out of the bottom of the tubing, and then maybe we could incorporate this into the gate.
Like have a frame and have this sort of inset like a web?
Yeah.
This works for me. We'll let you get to it and I'll get back to you soon. I'll come up and see you.
Sounds good.
All right, let's get to work. Let's just take this crap down. The homeowners here did not get drastically taken. They got taken advantage of. But financially, they were not in ruins, and it's not like I'm coming in here to save their lives, literally. This is about what they wanted in the first place. They got prices from $80,000, $50,000, all of a sudden $19,000 to get their dream. Well, who's going to go with the 80 or 50 when you get presented with $19,000 and someone that's very kind-hearted and saying, not an issue. He couldn't do it. Not for $19,000. So I come in, I explain in detail what it's going to take to create the pub look. So that gives me the go-ahead. We can see that he's used thin set. I love thin set. Unfortunately, his thin set was either a bad mix, he did it too dry, or he let it dry on the floor too long, because I should not be able to pop up a tile like that. You can see, it didn't even bond to the tile. It hit certain areas. This would be more wet, this would be extremely dry. Because everything is really laid out improperly, we do not have a consistent cut here that looks normal. As soon as you look at it, you think, what's wrong with this? Something doesn't look right. It's only because it's not even. I mean, symmetry, we have to think we have that neo-angle bar angle here, and everything should comply. Everything should go with it. Why are we seeing the grout under the tiles?
I don't know. Weird, eh?
That's because he grouted right away. His grout was extremely wet, and it bled underneath the tile. It should never do that.
No, I haven't seen that either.
Brian, nice to see you, pal.
How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for coming by.
No problem.
Get some ideas. I need you over here. This fireplace here is zero clearance gas, and it was installed straight into the wall, so I ripped it all out, and I want to do a neo-angle effect.
Yeah.
Can we do a brick surround around this, just to enhance it a little more?
Beautiful, yeah.
I love the idea of doing a brick wall in the basement, like one wall.
That'll look really nice. Did you want to brick this side too?
Well, the only thing is the TV's going there, and it might be too much, but to do a brick wall here
On one side.
and the corner, and still enhances the fireplace. I don't know if I like the idea of neo-angle straight up.
You want to make a mantle too?
That's what I'm thinking. This actually looks good. If you can visualize the length of it coming across, it actually looks good. You can picture the brick within place, coming up, mantle going in, coming up again. Cool?
Cool.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Okay. I'm just cutting the sill gasket to go underneath it because we do not want concrete touching wood. Remember, wood and concrete absorb water. It's a wick, so if there's any water underneath this floor, it'll absorb it up, absorb it into the wood, and rot the wood, mold. You want to stay away from that. If this fireplace was on its own, it may look a little too high, but because we have a beautiful table here and the TV up, I want to bring the fireplace up. I sort of want it to be symmetric with the TV. I want to see that brick like this. And it's not even tight, eh? We need a little bit of half-inch space behind for mortar, plus our concrete board. How are we doing today?
Yeah, Mike.
Nice to see you again. You ready to play?
Yeah.
Your brick's gonna come right up. We're gonna do a lintel across here. We're gonna extend it out underneath the concrete board so you can carry a brick load on top here. We are using a steel lintel to carry only 3 rows of brick. However, the heat off the top of this hits the steel and not wood, so I prefer that, even though it is a zero clearance. Concrete board is fire rated and it's not gonna be an issue. I'm going to go to the extreme because I think it's important. I just did a measurement here looking on what I see for the shelf. We have a 6-foot limestone shelf that's gonna go across here. I want it to be in the same line as the top of the fireplace, which are gonna create the mantle. Then we have 2 3-footers, so I'm thinking of dropping them down. So that way I can just draw it out, stand back, take a look at it, and see if it's too much. If you notice, Vince is putting brick ties in. By code, it's required every 6 rows. This is something you'll normally see on the outside of your house, but even on the inside, we have to keep it from moving in and out, and that's the idea. The brick ties locks that into place so it doesn't go anywhere. If I had chosen to go with a veneer brick, on cost comparison, we're actually saving not using the veneer brick and created the look that we wanted. So I will encourage to use full brick over a veneer any day. He's going to tool it after it dries a little bit. We're going to go in about 1/4 inch to give it a little bit of reveal. I don't want too much, but I wouldn't mind neatening it up a little bit, yet keep it still looking old. This is going to look so good. Today I have to go up and see Scott for the metal gates. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Vince,
Hi, Mike.
Thanks for coming by in a flash. I really appreciate it. Yvette.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. I've talked to you on the phone.
Yes, we have.
Excellent.
Several times.
Come on and take a look. What I want to do is step it back to this point here, and that brick is going to come up straight up here. So I know the brick's okay near it. I just didn't want it near the wood. And since I broke the seal, I called you.
Good.
Okay?
Yes, I'll take care of it.
Thanks, Vince.
You're welcome.
Okay.
This is not a do-it-yourselfer. You need to have a professional do this because there's a special place that it must be sealed, and the gas code states that a certified technician do this. This is an aluminum liner. You have an inner and an outer. The inner is for the gas going up, and then the airspace in between is for the air coming into the unit. That's why they call it direct vent. And this aluminum is only good for gas. It is not good for wood. This can only withstand about 400, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas a stainless steel can withstand up to about 2100 degrees, which is the temperature of a chimney fire.
You all done?
All done.
Thank you. So it's all sealed. You checked outside. Everything's fine?
That's very good.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yes, very good.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Well, you know what? We're doing really good. Brian and his guys got this far. I really like it. You know, we'll get this framed up and complete it for the brick guys. Now we concentrate on us working over the bar area. Today I have to go up and see Scott for the metal gates. He's already had the table made, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it. So I'm going to take the afternoon and go up and see him. How we doing, Scotty?
Hey, Mike.
How you doing? Came up all the way from the city to see you here. Take a look at these wonderful gates. Brought Sean with me.
Welcome. Sean, how's it going?
Thanks for the vacation, real good.
Anytime.
Tom,
Nice
pleasure
to meet
meeting you, sir.
Pleasure.
This is Sean.
Nice to meet you, Tom. Pleasure.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Instead of putting some kind of additional latch on the gates, I decided just to go for this clean look.
Oh, that.
So this slides in.
Oh,
Gates
that
will
is
open up,
dope.
and then that just slides
Wow.
into itself.
you see the little snake effect? I really like that.
You can open in or open out.
Look at that. Oh.
The table's almost finished. We just have to put the lower shelf in.
Is this a wax finish on this?
That's a Danish oil finish.
Danish oil
Right over the
finish.
cherry?
Tom's put about 6 coats of oil on it so far.
This is amazing.
Probably go
This
a couple
is
more
just
coats.
phenomenal.
Well, I mean, can you use my help on anything? We're here for a bit.
Yeah, that'd be great. We've got one side of the gates has a detail in it, so we just have to match that up for the other side. So we've got a bit of forging to do. We have to hammer out this piece, point both ends, so we can give it that snake detail when we're finished.
I would love to help you on this.
Perfect.
Just show me what to do.
All right.
Try and roll it down the piece. Try and keep the sharp end.
Okay, start up here?
Yeah, just slightly tap down, roll.
I love making anything. Are you kidding? This is great.
Done this before?
Nope.
No?
But I'm a fast learner. Wow.
Let those cool down, and then we'll flip them over and we'll do the other end.
Okay.
And then for these guys, we're gonna pound those out as well to match up with the horizontal bars here. And for that, we don't really need to heat it. We can just pound that out cold.
What you're doing there is creating that rough look that I see on the bars.
Yeah. Next thing we have to do is create the curve to match up with that side.
So how do you do that?
That we're gonna bend around
Your
slew of
jigs? That's what I
on the
thought.
rack.
Sean, come on over here. Let's bend some metal, buddy.
This is just a one-off, so rather than make a jig to the exact curve, we're gonna cheat and we're gonna use just another jig that I have. You wanna take the rest of those
I learn
in?
something new every day.
About 2 inches.
Yeah,
and then
Just keep it straight.
All right. We're gonna do the wrap first, outside of the gates, and then we'll just weld it in as a unit when it's
Oh,
when
that's
it's
cool.
done.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put a little tack to hold these in place, and then the wrap will cover the weld. We'll hide it.
Okay. Now I watched that. You really you didn't quite touch it, or did you?
No, I always stay about a ½ an inch away and just let the wire feed.
Okay, I can do that. And why is it jumping like that?
You're just a little far away.
Too far away.
A little closer.
Okay. All right, look at that. I'm a welder.
Now we'll tack our wrap on.
Now we're gonna heat this up.
Yeah.
I had that feeling. This is where we use the torch.
So that's the settling in. We're gonna mix in some oxygen so we get the proper flame. And away we go.
That'll cut through it, eh?
If you let it sit there, yeah, it'll just melt right away. And now, after a few wraps, the weld has disappeared. Then we'll just hammer it in tight. There's our detail.
Just like that.
So now you do a chop for whatever?
Yeah, we'll cut those to fit the other side, tack them in, and the gates are done. Okay, now we've got these cut and ready to fit inside. We just want to center them in between the 2-inch tubing.
Okay.
So we're going to use 2 3/4-inch spacers. That'll bring us up to center. And that just fits in there like a glove, and it mimics the other side.
Again, a spot weld.
Yep.
Are you going to continue like a round cycle, or is the tack good enough?
No, I'll weld them right in.
So you do a complete, nice, clean weld all the way around?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it'll look nice and finished. Okay, now they're all tacked in. All looks good. Now I'll just weld around.
Okay. Now that's an art in itself, right? I'd have to do some practicing before I attempt that.
And that's it. The gates are done.
Thanks, buddy.
Mike, anytime.
Keep up the good work, eh?
I think Jim and Lisa are gonna lose their mind.
We can't wait to see the end product. We have no idea what's going on there. We heard a lot of noise, but we haven't peeked, so.
Yeah, I know a little bit more, but she doesn't know anything.
And he's a closed book. I hear all the noises going on there and a lot of fun happening, and I hear everybody saying how excited they are for us. All the crew is saying they wish it were their basement.
At the beginning of all this, Jim and Lisa had gone through a couple of years of, well, I'll say hell, for some personal reasons. So they decided to do the basement and hopefully change the pace of their lives. Unfortunately, they hired the wrong contractor.
He did our neighbor's basement, and they loved the guy, and that's how we got him recommended to us. And we thought he was terrific too. Got to know him, started hanging out.
We're watching games and drinking beers, and we became, reasonably good friends, we thought.
And then it turned sour. And why? All because someone can't be honest enough to say I goofed, I didn't charge enough money?
It became pretty clear to us that the nice guy was really maybe not who he was. It was just an effort to collect. And once he got paid, then he sort of disappeared.
And he looked me straight in the eye on countless occasions and swore that even though it was taking a long time and that things weren't going quite as planned, that he wouldn't let us down in the end. After trusting somebody you think is your friend, it really kind of shakes your beliefs about people, and it makes it much more difficult to trust.
There goes the friendship, there goes the job. Now what do they do?
We knew suing wasn't really going to work. Many people told us it was just a waste of time, money, and we might as well just take that money and put it into hiring somebody else. I did vent through that letter and just put everything in it that was on my mind, and just sent it off. And I didn't expect to hear anything back, so we were quite thrilled when we got a phone call.
The guys that I'm bringing in here, not only do they care about what clients think, they care about themselves in their job. In other words, they won't walk away until it's perfect. At the end of it all, this is going to be one hell of a job. And I'm going to leave knowing I want to come back. And we are going to be friends.
I mean, I'm sure people are excited when their basement is going to be finished or whenever a project is finished, but this one, because of what happened before, during it, it's going to be even more exciting to actually just sit down in the basement and have some people over and
It'll be
have a party.
very sweet. Very sweet.
This is a piece of art. Thank you. Abeno.
Thank you, Mike.
This looks excellent, I tell you. Brian.
Thank you.
You made my vision come true. Keep a hold of him, eh?
Yeah. Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing? We were burning the midnight oil last night, Mike.
Well done. Look at that. Bar's gonna be together soon. We'll be serving drinks before you know it. 2 days left. Today we're gonna get as much painting done as we can. We're gonna get some ceiling tiles in.
It's going to be tight, but we'll make it. You know, we have all the guys here today, so I think we're able to take advantage of all the manpower here and just coordinate it properly. How's it going, Des?
It's going pretty good, Mike.
The bar guys came back in and did the skirting effect on the outside with the trim. They have the lower counter in. The electrical is now run. The slate will go on top here, extend further out on the front. This is just perfect. I was hoping this trim would have come a little further out, so that way we have no issues of seeing what we see right now, right? We see brokenness, so what we're gonna have to do is plaster it so we fill this void. That way when this goes up, we don't see that ugliness. Damon's good at plastering?
We're about to see. This is the grand test. So Mike will tell you what he wants on the edge here.
Okay.
Because we gotta do it in a certain way.
I see. Sean has put up some mesh so we don't have an issue with, you know, if we have a crack here and we're gonna put in some sheetrock 90. What that's gonna do is help hold it tight so in the future for movement of the house reasons from winter to summer, we don't see any cracks here. This allows us to hold it tight rather than just trying to plaster it, put the trim up, it will crack. Would have been easier if I had wider trim, but the look is good. So we work with it. Give me a 6-inch flare right across. Thin coat first. Let's scrape this down with the trowel as well before we sand it. Always scrape first with the trowel. Sure thing. Otherwise you're sanding forever and it just creates too much dust. Okay, so we've got to start here and just make sure, I would like to see it staggered and make sure it joins in at this point. I think you're right. You're gonna have to center the middle tile.
Yeah, it'll look the best though.
So you're fine?
Yeah, I'm good here.
With the slate, we're gonna have all the iron. Now we have 2 foot irons on the floor here, one on this side and one on this side, and the iron gates on here behind me. Their lacquered finish goes perfect with the slate. So we're gonna have that on top of the slate, the chairs in themselves, the gates. This is why I've gotta be very picky with the color on the walls. We'll go white on the ceiling for sure. We'll enhance that, brighten it up. But the walls, I'm really starting to think of some sort of suede. I'd love to do a suede paint. Not just the color, but it's actually a textured paint. We'll get the rest of the tiles done in the front, do the tiles within the bar itself. Last minute, we're gonna put in the ceiling tiles, obviously the paint. We'll be done soon.
Priming's pretty straightforward. All you're really trying to do is to make sure you have even coverage. Priming is very important, only because if you have a weak prime coat, then the paint's not gonna cover properly. Priming's not usually fun because you've really gotta press it on the walls to get it to cover. That's why we generally try to spray. Obviously we can't down here because there's too much stuff. Make sure the drywall's completely covered and you'll get a good first coat then.
Really nice cherry wood here. And what I'm gonna use this for is to wrap that column right there.
What we're doing here is we've cut this groove in both pieces. And then what Ben's doing is putting in the biscuit and then we join to the other side.
Once this glue hits this biscuit, it'll cause it to swell. So when you join it together, it just boom, becomes one. It's like one piece of wood.
You see the glue squish out here?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
We'll sand it down, work it a bit, and it'll look like it's one.
What I've chosen for the wall is not only a suede color, but I want a sand texture. What it does is gives a nice character on the wall. It helps hide imperfections, and man, does it look good. How much of a grit does it give us?
Like 120 probably. 120 grit sandpaper.
Okay, I like that. So
Yeah,
it's
maybe
fine.
150.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
pretty fine.
You should be able to hit all this today, right?
Absolutely. The walls will be finished today.
All right. Okay, see, I'm feeling good again.
Okay, great. On these walls, we're using a suede paint, and it's actually got sand in the paint, and it gives it like a rich, elegant look. It's obviously a more tricky product to use. What happens with this product, if you break the wall into sections, you will see lap marks. So what I'm doing is just doing long strokes and rolling out the whole section. With the finishes, like this one, it takes a bit of practice, but what I always do is start in an inconspicuous spot in the room so you can get the feel for the product, do your more obvious walls last, and have a finer finish.
And now I'm gonna do is I'm getting ready to put this cove around the bottom and the top. And then I'm gonna come back 1 inch off of this line because I'm trying to blend that cove that you see here on here, but they'll never meet dead on. So you stop at 1 inch up, and what it does is it gives it a little reveal. If we would have took that past, then you would have seen the gap. It wouldn't have lined up better. But you can see top and bottom. It's gonna look really lovely.
We're just going over it to kind of brush out any imperfections. It's actually the technique that creates the suede effect. We're just doing X's, trying to cover every section of wall inconsistently, and this is what does the suede. So once it dries down, it's gonna look very nice. With most full finishes, you want to be inconsistent. You don't want to have it look too perfect. So this is a great product to do that with, and it eliminates the patchiness of the wall. That actually gives it the suede finish.
Just getting ready to get the steel doors in place for tomorrow. So we want a white jamb, white trim on this side so everything bleeds into this side. White will now enhance the gate look because we get to see it. It just stands right out with the oak trim stained to match the bar. Perfect. It is extremely important that we are level and square on all our jambs, especially when we're going to be putting in steel doors here, and they are designed to fit this opening. There is no room for forgiveness. We will start from the one side. We will make sure we're 100% level here. From this point, we'll work across the top, making sure this is level. If we're level here, and level here, we know we're square. Our gates will slip right in place. Screw into the side, and we've done our job right. Scott, Tom, great to see you. This is the exciting part. Oh, look at that. All right, I'm excited. It's D-Day. Good morning, Damon. Frank, today is the last day. We are going to be flying like crazy today. We have a lot to do. We got to get the ceiling tiles in, get the T-bar ceiling up here with the new tiles in. I love the suede look here. I'm just excited. We're gonna have the countertop guys in, getting the countertop in. Both the cabinet people and the slate people are coming in. Frank's just getting the electrical done. They supplied us with a nice ceiling tile to go inside the bar, and I wanted a little different from outside there because this is also a different area on its own. Once these are in place, this rope lighting will give a nice little dim light effect against the ceiling, which gives us the light we need in here. The main light is in this area. Start at this side. Keep your end up, please. Yeah. Okay, and down. Well, we want to be definitely square because the slate has been cut perfectly to go on top of this. Not only that, I mean, let's do this right if we're going to do it. I've just secured the top down. It's nice and strong. We made sure that we did a P-lam front that's black, P-lam underneath. P-lam's like a melamine. It's just the finish that you're going to put on top of it. I don't want to see it. The idea is now the slate will overhang an inch. It just gives it that definition, almost like a step back. Now we're going to put the slate on top of it. See the way it's almost like a tear down and then in? It really helps make it look nice and thick. It's already 100 pounds, but it finishes that edge, and geez, I like that. I think so many people think that slate is not strong enough.
Oh, it's very strong material.
Yeah, extremely, isn't it?
It's to each their own. People are looking for their specific look, and slate's starting to fill that need very nicely.
So do you glue this down?
We'll be using silicone underneath that, Mike.
Okay.
That sets up fairly quick, and it's a very strong bonding agent. We'll use colored mastic, which is specifically made for slate and granite, to fill up the joints, to seam nice and clean. It's going to be a visible seam, but you want it to be as aesthetically pleasing as possible.
Right.
Then we can take some sandpaper, feather it out if we have to, wipe the counter down, then just a little bit of vegetable oil on to give it a nice matte finish.
Now, speaking of the vegetable oil, I think people are under the assumption that all slate is so porous that it'll grab germs, it'll grab everything. This is not, is it?
No, it's not. This Brazilian stone is less than 1% porosity.
Now that is damn near non-porous.
We don't want to sell a maintenance program. We just want a wash and wear countertop. Just soft soap, warm water.
Now, is it because where you got it from, or is it because you do a finish to it?
Where it comes out of Brazil, it's deeper into the ground. So with Mother Nature compressing that stone, it makes it a very dense material.
Very nice.
So nothing can penetrate into the stone.
There's no point in putting a sealer on because it'll just sit on top, it won't penetrate the stone, and then it'll wipe off over time, so it's really a waste of money.
Dave, again, Mike, you're the best. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Keith.
You're welcome, Mike.
We're trying to stay away from any finish nails, just because it's such nice wood, it deserves to be treated the highest it can. I think when you're working with any kind of wood that's in this kind of caliber, if you cannot put nails in it, it's great. Tongue oil. John brought this in. This is my first time using it. So you can see, you know what it does? The same thing like when you apply water. It just wakes up the wood, makes it look gorgeous.
First, you're going to want to put your oil on it and let the wood soak it up.
So it's like a conditioner, right?
That's right, and then once give it a week of soaking it in, and then you'd come back with your varathane or your polyurethane and finish it up.
So you just keep doing the oil. You can just do that.
Or you can just keep hand rubbing,
Yeah.
We're just getting the wall mold up so we can get the cross tees back in place. Get the tiles in. We have 2.5 hours left. It's close. Well, we're gonna do it. Good practice is to make sure you touch your tiles since we're not clean-handed. With the backs of your hands, that's always tricky because we have a lot of tie wires in there. Take your time and to be able to get it in place. Suspended ceilings were really designed for commercial space. They were introduced into homes strictly to help the basement because when you have so much going on in the ceiling above, you don't want to drywall it. You have to be able to get to it, junction points, vacuuming systems, duct work, I mean, everything. So in this case, now we can dress it up with really nice tile. Just got to get the main tees and cross tees in this section. I'm just over 4 feet of my width, so I'm going to have to do a little trick here to hide it. My tiles don't completely do it, and the last thing I want to do is add a little tiny piece on the end. So as I put my tiles in place, they really have to hold the whole thing, right? So it doesn't catch. We can see it just does, not good enough. So here's the trick. I add another cross tee in the end, cross tee on this side. So I use a few more cross tees, but what it's going to do is solve my problem, keep it centered, and yet now I have no problems putting in a full tile. Bingo. We can now see the rope lighting is giving me effect against the ceiling, and that's all I want is an effect lighting. We know we're getting there, so give me another hour or so. The last thing I want to happen is after we've cleaned up, let's put in the metal, the gate, the footrests, and that gorgeous table over there. You see that wall? This is an incredible table. This is not like the cabinet they thought. You see what I'm looking at by sitting back here looking at, you see that? Oh, jeez. You want to do the gates right now?
Yeah, let's put the gates in.
All right, let's do it. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Forever. Let's just look at this for a second. Right? Exactly 3/8. You know what? Looks good. Yeah, I can't argue this. Guys, Tom, thank you so much. Scott, you've completely outdone yourself, I'm telling you. Here it comes. This is...
I can't get past the doors. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Look at the bar.
Oh.
Look at the chairs.
Oh, my God.
It's so gorgeous.
I'm speechless.
Well, look over there.
Look at the...
Oh, my
Look
God.
at the cabinets.
Holy cow. Whose basement is this?
I kept your suspended ceiling, but I changed your tiles.
Beautiful.
Okay, I really tried to go with a pub look in everything in my imagination. Do you see that wall?
Oh my God. It's a brick wall. I can't believe it. Oh.
Well, come on, let's take a look. Come on.
Look at this.
It's gorgeous.
That is pure cherry wood.
That's beautiful.
I can't even get, I'm not even past the doors yet.
Oh. So we have a sink on the side. We'll put your fridge in the bottom here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous.
I'm really speechless. I just don't know what to say.
We did a little bit of a different ceiling up here with an effect lighting. I have lighting across the top.
I'm sorry.
I cannot believe what you did, because that's our electrical.
Wow.
Yes, it is, actually.
Oh my God.
We can still get to your electrical. What I loved is how they walked in, blew their mind for the gate. They didn't even see the bar behind it. Then I opened the gate, then they saw the bar. Then they saw the brick wall. They were so excited, he was laughing his head off. We did not fake this. This is real brick.
Well, we did see the brick in the front yard,
We
but
so thought it was for this.
I figured I'd have a little brick around the fireplace, not a whole wall.
Now, does this fireplace look better than
Oh my God. This is just too much.
And look at this table.
Oh, yeah, baby.
See, you don't need a full cabinet there.
Oh, that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
If you're going to do a basement, to do a bar, to do a bathroom, a kitchen, I don't care what it is, make sure the person you hire has talent behind him. I brought in a bar cabinet specialist, brick specialist. I brought in a painter, a plumber, an electrician, an iron specialist, plus us. And with that talent, we were able to create the pub. You want a pro that can oversee it, handle it, not just with speed, but with care.
I don't even think I've got past the doors yet. I'm still shocked by those.
I love those doors.
He just went all out. Look at this. He has a fabulous talent with metal. You know, not to mention everyone else. Take a look.
Love it so much.
Nick helped us design the bar that we were looking for.
I can lean on this, right?
You can
Even
lean
after a few?
Hell, you can get up and dance on it. All right, you know what? I think it's barrel cloth. Should I go get a couple guys and open up some beer? We'll have a good time here.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely.
I'll be right back.
That is awesome, man. Awesome. Got him in too. Awesome, man.
In the long run, I'm happy. Jim and Lisa are extremely happy. Gives them something to look forward to. Bring people over and party with, family members, or just the two of them sit down by the fire. It's a happy ending. I think you should go behind your bar and start serving some booze.
Absolutely. I'll have one myself. Look at that. That's for you. This is our first party. Wow. Cheers. Absolutely, boy. Absolutely. God.
I would like to make a toast to all the wonderful people that were part of this, not just us.
A lot of people.
Metal, brick guys, cabinet guys.
Scotty did all the iron work. Yeah. Oh, you're the man.
Scott and Tom.
That's awesome.
There you go. Hey, look what's on TV. I know that guy.
You like, we gotta come by so we can hug you.
You deserve it.